Hey, how's it going, peoples? So, I wanted to start this video with a food tip. Totally on a lighter note. This is a break from the serious revelation stuff. This morning, I made peanut butter banana pancakes, and I highly recommend them. They're really good, and all you do is, my husband got the pancake mix, because he wanted pancakes, and at first I was like, they are so not healthy. But you just mix it with water and then mix in bananas, like chop it up into small pieces, and then mix in like a scoop of peanut butter. Really good. So, for your food to stock up on for the tribulation so you don't take the mark of the beast, I recommend peanut butter and pancake mix. Bananas are hard because they'll go bad, but peanut butter lasts forever, and pancake mix will because it's flour. Would also last forever. Nuts. I love trail mix. I like live off of trail mix and apples. And you can have trail mix that I'll keep for the next 7 years, so maybe we'll buy some trail mix to stock up on. Anyways, trail mix is good. Nuts. I've always tried to, I was raised with lots of nutrition tips. My dad wanted to be a nutrition professor, actually. He also wanted to be a teacher. So he was always talking to me about eating right and stuff and vegetables. And my grandma has probably read 50 books on the topic of nutrition. And she's always drilled me about sugar and ice cream and white bread and all that stuff. So, but that's good. I've had a wealth of knowledge regarding food. And then something I thought about in one of my blogs was, why was the fall of man eating? It could have been anything. Why was it that Eve was eating an apple or whatever, a piece of fruit? I don't know. I think the major sin that Christians all over the U.S. struggle with now is gluttony, but they don't recognize it as a sin. Like, you'll have a pastor speaking from the pulpit about a certain sin, adultery or something, and then he's super overweight, and he obviously struggles with gluttony. Yeah, so beware of gluttony. I suppose the only thing I struggle with is ice cream. I really like ice cream, but everybody does. My husband has a problem with heartburn, so I convinced him to give up soda, and he said only if I would give up ice cream. So that's our current deal, is I can't eat ice cream, but if he doesn't drink soda. So, but hey, if the world ends in 3 years, it won't matter anyways, right? Okay. Let's see. So we should all try and eat healthy, though. God would want you to, because your body's a temple of the Holy Spirit. Okay, let's see. I am on chapter, my goodness, where did I leave off? Oh yeah, the huge hailstones of 100 pounds. Okay, so I'm on Revelation 17. By the way, whenever I do that, it's because I get dry skin next to my nose, just so you know. I'm drinking coffee too while I make these videos, in case you're wondering. That's probably why I always talk fast, but I got this really cool creamer. It's like a caramel creamer. I put that in my coffee. Okay, enough of that 3-minute intro lightness, fluffy stuff. Let's get into the steak of revelations. Are you ready? Okay. Revelation 17, the woman on the beast. One of the 7 angels who had the 7 bowls came and said to me, "Come, I will show you the punishment of the great prostitute, who sits on many waters." America. Prostitutes are female. Our Statue of Liberty is female, who sits on many waters. The Statue of Liberty is set up on many waters. Also, the United States, we have the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, and the Gulf of Mexico. We're surrounded by waters. So here you go. That's why it's us. We are the prostitute. Sorry, America. With her, the kings of the earth committed adultery, pornography. Again, I've said on other videos, we are the largest exporters of pornography of any country. as far as I know. And the inhabitants of the earth were intoxicated with the wine of her adulteries. So, internet porn. It's bad stuff. Then the angel carried me away in the spirit into a desert. There I saw a woman sitting on a scarlet beast. So, a red beast, the Antichrist, Obama. His limo is called the Beast. Look it up. Seriously, you can look it up on Google, YouTube. What's the name of Obama's limo? It's called the Beast. Really funny that it's out there in the open like that. I saw a woman sitting on a scarlet beast, so scarlet color is red, that was covered with blasphemous names and had 7 heads and 10 horns. That's the Antichrist. Some people say, oh, 10 horns or 7 heads. They say that the Antichrist has to come out of Rome then because of the 7 hills. I mean, that's just a hypothesis, a theory. We don't know for sure. The 7 heads, I think, the heads of state, right? I mean, that's what they're called. Leaders in American government, aren't they called the heads of state? I mean, there's the Secretary of Defense. If you look at the movie Eagle Eye, I'm pretty sure there's 7. In that movie Eagle Eye, Arya, the computer, initiates Operation Quarantine, and she tries to eliminate all of the heads of state. And I think there's a list of 7. That's all of the 7 great leaders in the United States. So there you go. That could be the 7 heads. Why not? See, movies are great. Hollywood is great. Really sheds a lot of light on stuff. Okay, so Scarlet Beast, Red Beast. That's the Antichrist. 7 heads, 10 horns. I don't know what the 10 horns are, but God gave me eyes to see. The woman was dressed in purple and scarlet. Those are royal purples or color of royalty. And was glittering with gold. I picture Vegas in that. Vegas glitters. Glittering with gold, precious stones, and pearls. It just shows that she's rich, and we are the richest nation by far in the world. Not monetarily, because I know we have a $1 trillion debt, but I mean, everybody in America, if you drive a car in America, you're richer than 95% of the world. So, we're incredibly filthy rich, whether we realize it or not. A lot richer than Jesus. He just probably had like 2 outfits of clothing, and I mean, he probably lived in a mud hut, really. So, we're very blessed. She held a golden cup in her hand, golden cup, filled with abominable things and the filth of her adulteries. Again, pornography. This title was written on her forehead: Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of prostitutes and of the abominations of the earth. I think we're Babylon. I saw that the woman was drunk with the blood of the saints, the blood of those who bore testimony to Jesus. Again, Holocaust of Christians in America, I think, is coming soon. And I'm sure some people will think that I'm crazy for saying so, but you can think what you want. I don't really care. I gave up caring what people think a long time ago. I got what God says is the only thing that matters. Paul talks about, what does he say? Something about the fear of man. If I were still trying to please men, something like that, implying that he wasn't trying to please men. Okay. But I still want to wake people up because I still love people, because God wants us to love people. Okay, so tough love, yes. Okay, so she was drunk with the blood of the saints, right? I think there will be a massive killing of Christians in the United States soon, within the next 7 years. When I saw her, I was greatly astonished. Then the angel said to me, Why are you astonished? I will explain to you the mystery of the woman and of the beast she rides, which has the 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast which you saw, which once was, now is not, and will come up out of the abyss and go to his destruction. The inhabitants of the earth, whose names have not been written in the book of life from the creation of the world, will be astonished when they see the beast, because he once was, now is not, and yet will come. Because he once was, now is not, and yet will come. The next verse. This calls for a mind with wisdom. Yeah, you think? Talk about trippiness. I'm sorry, I don't know how to interpret that. It's okay. I'm humble and I can admit when I don't know something. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure exactly what that means, but try and figure it out for yourself. The 7 heads are 7 hills on which the woman sits. I see. This is why people think that the Antichrist just needs to come out of Rome. There's a theory that the Pope could end up being the Antichrist. Who knows? And the Pope is based in Rome, Italy. Okay, so let's see. The 7 heads are 7 hills on which the woman sits. I was saying maybe they're the Secretary of State. I don't know. 7 hills. Oh, they are also 7 kings. Okay, so 7 countries. So probably the most major, powerful countries. It says 5 have fallen. 1 is, the other has not yet come. But when he does come, he must remain for a little while. The beast who once was and now is not is an 8th king. He belongs to the 7 and is going to his destruction. I don't know. These could be countries in Europe, the European Union. The 10 horns you saw are 10 kings who have not yet received a kingdom, but who for 1 hour will receive authority as kings along with the beast. Oh, 10 kings who have not yet received a kingdom. I don't know. I've talked about the 10 FEMA regions of the United States. They could split up the United States into 10 different countries for this 1 hour, I suppose. And then they'll receive authority for 1 hour. They have one purpose and will give their power and authority to the beast. They will make war against the Lamb, but the Lamb will overcome them because he is Lord of Lords and King of Kings. Amen. And with him will be his called, chosen, and faithful followers. So, us. It'll be like Gladiator, the opening scene, battle with the, what is it, the Druids or whatever, the Visigoths. Yeah, that'll be us. Then the angel said to me, the waters you saw where the prostitute sits are peoples, multitudes, nations, and languages. Side point, America is the most diverse country. I mean, really, if you look over the world, any other country just has people of its own race in it. China is all Chinese people. Russia is all Russian people. South America is all Hispanic people. Spanish. Spain is all Spanish people. French is all French people. England is mostly English people. There's more of a mix now, but Australia is a mix. But America is definitely a mix. So there you go. That's also my theory on why we are the prostitute. Okay, so it says the waters you saw where the prostitute sits are peoples, multitudes, nations, and languages. We have so many different languages in the United States. The beast and the 10 horns you saw will hate the prostitute. Well, that's interesting. If my theory is correct that the beast is Obama, will hate the prostitute. There are some theories that he actually hates America and that he's destroying us on purpose and that he's making this recession worse. So, anyways, it's just a theory. They will bring her to ruin and leave her naked. Yeah, America is slowly being brought to ruin, for sure. They will eat her flesh and burn her with fire. That's nice. I guess it's possible that Obama could betray, he could be like a traitor and actually cause another nation to blow us up with a nuclear weapon. I mean, it would take someone on the inside to bring our defenses down for 1 hour so that another country could send over an atom bomb. So it probably will be someone from the inside, and it could be Obama. So that's my theory. Okay. So they will hate the prostitute, bring her to ruin, leave her naked. They will eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Atomic bomb being dropped on America. For God has put it into their hearts to accomplish his purpose by agreeing to give the beast their power to rule. So the only thing that doesn't match up with my theories is the 7 hills. The 7 heads are 7 hills on which the woman sits. I don't know. Rome is referred to as the city of seven hills. I don't know if there's like seven hills in the United States. I'm trying to think of. This feels like that movie National Treasure with Nicolas Cage. How he's like trying to crack the code for all these different things. That's what I'm trying to do. And I like solving puzzles. It's like an algebra equation. Seven hills. I'm pretty sure. I think like Congress Hill. There are different hills like in Washington, D.C. I don't know. If you're watching this, you can look into that further. I have no idea. But I think, hills could be hills, you know, in the United States. Geographically, I'm thinking like the Appalachian Mountains and the Rockies, if they're literal hills or they're figurative hills. It's really hard to tell. Okay. Okay. The woman you saw is the great city that rules over the kings of the earth. So this could be Washington, D.C. That's our capital. So what does it say? The woman you saw is the great city. Could be Washington, D.C. that rules over the kings of the earth. I'd say of anyone in the world, we are the most in charge. In the United Nations, usually everyone, it's not just me as an American being arrogant, but people do usually look to the United States for, what to do. We used to lead the world in a good way, and now we'll be leading it into hell via Obama. Next is chapter 18, the fall of Babylon. So I will unpack that in the next video. I'm getting hungry, so I'm gonna probably eat some cereal. But yeah, check out my other videos, definitely. And I'll unpack the fall of Babylon, and this is actually one of my most important videos because I'll unpack all the allusions spelled with an A in an English poem. Why I think this is America, why I think we're Babylon. So that's Revelations 18. I've been looking at this chapter for the last 5 years, and really, it freaks me out every time because I'm like, well, this is totally us. Every time I read it, I'm like, this is us. But anyone that I try and present my theory to, friends from church, work, whatever, they don't see it. Except for this one guy at church, his wife led a Bible study that I was in, and I was working that year. I was teaching, and he was replacing a door at our school, and I think I had emailed him via Facebook or something, and he was like, I really could see that Revelations 18 could be America, and I was like, thank you. Like, you were the one person who's confirmed that for me, so it's okay. If none go with me, still I will follow. Okay, I'll pray to finish the video. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for Revelations. Thank you for your wisdom. I pray you would increase my wisdom more and more every day with everything I read from your word. I pray that I'm bringing glory and honor to you, and thank you for using me. I am a tool. I am your slave, and I pray you would prepare us all for all of these things that will happen. I pray you would give us wisdom to stock up on food if we're here for the mark of the beast part of Revelations. Help us to stay united. Help us to make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit and the bond of peace. Help us to join with other Christians so that we do not stand alone, because Satan wants to steal, kill, and destroy, and separate, divide, and conquer. So help us to stay together, stay united, and stay connected to you, because apart from you, we can do nothing. Help us to remember that. Help us to stay humble. Thank you for your word. Help us to grow more and more. Like it says in Proverbs 1, the tree that stays green. Help us to bear fruit. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay. Until next time, Internet Online Community Church. Thanks for watching. God bless.